Hi everyone, so it's Work in Progress Wednesday. We didn't do one last week. I was post-op. I'm still 50-50, but I thought I've got enough about me to do one this week. So I've done some hobby, some of the Discord and Patreon players have done it as well. So I thought it was only fair to share their progress with what they've shared with me and what they've put on the Discord. So this week for me has been mainly about the basing idea, and although I've got some better pictures, I have actually played with some Death Watch and played with some cork bark for the first time and some tufts and things. I've also, although I should obviously be painting Explorers because Explorers are on the cards for me for Malifaux, I actually started painting on Martucket as well from Malifaux using my Vallejo paints because, you know, OCDs and having to use the same paint system is really important. Yeah, Martucket. I've also started a scenery project, which is obviously the big project I talked about in my last Naughty Corner video. It's in the testing phases, but I'm going to show you the results from that, just some pictures and what I've done. And then we'll go into what our lovely Patreon subscribers and community leaders have done this week. So, just to start off on our Discord, okay? So obviously I started off with some basing. So I used Milliput, I used some cork bark stuff that I got from Hobbycraft, PVA glue and some sand, and just went all to town on building some Death Watch that had been in my backlog since, I think, August, when I last held... Yeah, I had the Madless... I had my summer event in August, and I'm fairly sure I bought them then to support the shop, Battlefield Hobbies. Great little store. We're going there this weekend for Masters. And I was like, oh, I really fancy painting them. And then, yeah, it's taken me till now to actually do that. So, you know, difficult choices. So, obviously, started working on that. I've found a black armor recipe I'm really happy with. I'm going to hopefully share that in a video in the next couple of weeks. Showing you how I'm working on the Death Guard and how I've done my basis for this project for our hobby painting challenge. I also started working on my new tile pound system. So I used my laser cutter to cut out a ton of tiles, got some really thin cork, it's like 4mm, and I started just building using some of the cork bark and Milliput and stuff to start making some interesting panels. So my whole idea for a board is it's going to be fully modular. So literally, oh, I don't like that tile, it doesn't work in this scenario, whatever, you can just pull it out, replace it with something else. So I'm going to have a mix of like textured and blank ones, some with hills, some with buildings, and it's designed to just sort of mix and match as you want for a Bayou sort of themed board. It's going to be my Nationals entry in November, so I thought I'd get a start on it and do some testing. So I tried to make a rocky outcrop one, made one for a swamp and a river. I haven't started painting these I've just primed them. And then one for a hill. And now this hill here is currently going to have one of the War Cradle Bayou houses on it. First time I've built some of the War Cradle stuff, really impressed with it. It's pre-coloured, so I don't have to paint it. Amazing. But some of it didn't come out as easily, so there's a couple of broken parts. So that's, you know, I find this with MDF terrain from different companies is that so that it doesn't fall out, they don't cut the full thing, but that does mean that there's pressure points and it can break, which is annoying, but is what it is. It's a nice bit of scenery. So first bit there. I also, obviously, as I said, I just showed you, I've started working on Martucket. Now, if anyone knows me, my gremlins are blue. Just because they're Smurfs, and the actual first model I painted was Little Lass, so I thought I'd start painting the master Martucket, and I'm really happy with how these blends are coming out. So sort of the dirty-ish off-white dress that she's wearing. I've started working on the green cloak as well. The spoon, I'm really happy with. That was just model colour, wood stain and mahogany brown. Just slow blend, so wood stain, then 50-50 and a top cut, and it just comes out really nice. I'm really happy with it as it is, although obviously should be painting Explorers. But here's where my black is. I like this. This is Payne's Grey and Coal Black 50-50 mix. Payne's Grey and then a heavy warm grey, all from Pro Acryl. So I'm actually going to use that on any ghostly things like the Dava and stuff, but it just came out really, really nicely. So I was happy with that. from Tom, who is one of our affiliates with Planet Mithril Painting. He is still working on his Guardians of the Galaxy, and that Ronin, the Accuser, is beautiful. I really love how the cloak has come out on that. It's just a really interesting colour palette choice, and I think it really looks cool on the model, because typically you see a very dark one, so it's a nice alternative approach. Then Sai, who I talk to on a daily basis and very much enjoy talking to him because we talk about everything Malifaux all the time. He'd mainly been working on a Grave Golem, which is for, I'm assuming, his Reaver crew, and a bit of reses, and that's just really nice sort of colour tones there. You've got such a nice set of browns. I love that statue. It's really came out really, really nicely. He's also obviously been working on his Reaver crew with a cheeky Bête Noire in the background there. You know, maybe she's useful in that crew, but I really like Reaver's really strong at the moment. And he's also been working on bone piles. Now his bone piles look better than mine, because in Malifaux bad things happen, and those are probably the worst models in the world to build. I have really struggled with building mine, but he's done a really superb job there. And then Matt, who is my co-host for the Naughty Corner Gaming podcast, which is something else we did this week. We talked about level up play, how to get from a good to a great, with Masters this weekend on Saturday and Sunday in Battlefield Hobbies in Daventry. He has started working on his Newsies, which is part of his Nelly crew, because she seems to have been some super secret janky source now for Gaining Grounds 4. And that's it. It's been a fairly quiet week. I'm still trying to get my head back into stuff post-op, but hopefully a return to normal form. I want to get some more painting done, get some more building done. I've added to the backlog. I'm not overly fussed for Kings of War. Sorry, for just giving it away, haven't I? I'm not fussed for Old World, but I've decided to get some Kings of War stuff sorted out. So I've actually, because Old World was just so expensive, I just couldn't justify 140 odd quid to 300 quid to get an army ready. And I was talking to a couple of friends who play Rank and File Skirmish. They're not a fan of Song of Ice and Fire, and that's each their own. They recommended giving Kings of War a go. And they said there's a really small system. It's called Ambush. And for effectively $27.50, I have now got a Goblin Ambush starter set, which has got 2 units of Goblins and 2 charity things. And I have Halflings. This is epic. This is what I'm all about, Halflings. And in there you get 20 guys and 2 rider units. So over the coming weeks, probably not until post-Masters, at least as a minimum, I'm not going to be able to work on these, but they are in the pipeline now, sitting right by my station. You'll also see, hopefully, that I've upgraded the colour. I've got my scale colour paints, my fluorescent scale colours, and I've got my Pro Acryls. Valeos are obviously out at the moment for painting of Gremlins, but then they'll go back away as I work on that more. But nice, quick, short episode for you today. As always, stay weird,